trust the most? Airborne! Who do the ladies love the most? Airborne! Who do the Nazis fear the most? Airborne! See you on the ground, baby!
What the hell? No.
Well, here we are at review 500. Yeah, 500 reviews in less than 2 years to boot. While I chose Daytona USA for my 300th review last year, and Star Fox 64 for my 400th review back in January of this year, I decided for my 500th review we'd get yet another childhood game covered. This time, we'll be going back to Medal of Honor Airborne and seeing if it is as good as I remember. Plus, also seeing if it's really as bad as many people like to claim. From what I do remember, it was a frustrating mess that I still enjoyed at the end of the day. Now that it's been well over 10 years since I last played Airborne on PlayStation 3, good God, we'll be checking out again via PC.
You Airborne guys sure know how to fight. Care to join us? Fire in the hole! I guarantee you, it'll be a blast.
Medal of Honor Airborne was developed by EA Los Angeles and published by EA in the year 2007. Yeah, this game is 18 years old. By God, where does the time go? It was released on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC, with cancelled ports to the PlayStation 2, Wii, and Xbox. Thank God too, because those consoles wouldn't have been able to handle something like this. Just look at the other Maw games on PS2 alone. Yeesh.
He ain't lying.
In this game, you play as Travers,
Travers, huh?
a part of the American Airborne Division during World War II, fighting in the European theater across 6 missions, no less, with a more sandbox approach to each one, allowing you to parachute into each level, landing where you want, and approaching each objective in any order basically, utilizing various weapons from both Allied and Axis soldiers. Speaking of which, the German forces are not just generic randomized soldiers, instead there's 10 models or class types to fight against, each with their own weapon, health, and strategies, meaning you'll need to approach each one differently if you want to survive, as your health isn't regenerative. Well, it kind of is. You still need health kits, but if you're only wounded within 1 bar, it can recover over time. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, then get ready as we dive deeper into the various aspects of what I consider to be a gem from a bygone era of gaming.
Move slow and use cover. Take them one at a time.
Wait, we're going down there? Into the trenches?
Of course we are. We're airborne.
The controls are your typical first-person shooter keyboard and mouse layout. Everything is here with sprint and jump to boot. But what will take a long time to get used to is the way you use iron sights. If you press and hold the right mouse button, use WASD to move around while aiming down your sights. Yes, you can duck, peek, and lean with your movement keys. I was struggling for the entire first mission to get used to this, and it shows within my recording. One annoying thing is no matter your difficulty of choice, you'll die fast in this game. And no, there's no way to increase your health. It's just 4 measly bars that deplete faster than your Thompson's magazine. This also means, yep, Enemies are kind of spongy at times, as the Germans have 10 different units, each one with their own appearance, loadout, tactics, and of course health for some reason. So German officers will be more dangerous than the guy with a basic bolt rifle.
Secure! We've got inbound!
Reinforcements! Here they come, boys!
Or sometimes not. But yeah, I hate how fast you can die. With health kits not that abundant at times too throughout each mission, you'll have to hope one of the dozen Germans you gun down will drop one instead of just their weapons for ammo. But I still had fun despite this minor issue. Not surprisingly, early on, the best weapons are utilized by those goddamn Germans. They got the MP40 and STG, while you get a weak recoil-happy Thompson with a dinky magazine, plus the M1 Garand, both of which will lead to your death unless you swap one of them for that MP40. Once I got one, I realized why I was dying so fast. This thing is overpowered. Has a larger magazine, better recoil and accuracy, plus more damage. Jesus Christ, man, why aren't we using these things? Chuck the Thompson aside in favor of them German guns if you want to easily dominate every mission.
I'm a boner.
But of course, they also have the gun that gives G-Man Libs a throbber, the STG-44, the gun that G-Man Lives just loves oh so much for some reason.
Oh, crikey, mate, you be giving me a throbber.
This is so fucking stupid. Too bad the STG becomes a bitch to use with force scope once it gets upgraded. Why? Why would you do that? Now it's almost entirely useless. Let me remove the scope. I don't want it, especially indoors.
God damn it!
There's a total of 11 firearms you'll get to use in Airborne. Not a whole lot, but a decent variety that'll give you more ways to kill Nazis. And that's all you could ever ask Santa for this Christmas. The M1 Garand and its iconic ping is just one of your many weapons of choice. As you grab new weapons during combat, you'll get to use them within the next mission as you pick your loadout, with 2 primary weapons and 1 secondary, which will always be your shitty but infinite ammo Colt pistol. By God, is this the worst weapon? Well, besides the Springfield.
It sucking fucks, it fucking sucks, it fucking blows, it's a piece of shit, and I don't like it.
If you bring American weapons with you, don't worry, you'll still pick up ammo for them. It's not like if I bring German firearms, I'll get an advantage to the abundance of ammo given it's Germans we're fighting. So pick what you think will work best for you, especially because every mission plays a bit differently. Sometimes a sniper works best, but at other times you'll need to toll booth a Corleone. Sad how the Thompson isn't useful till it's basically fully upgraded. But the best weapon of all is easily the shotgun. By God, is it just fun blasting Nazis up close and watching them ragdoll. In fact, every time I use the shotgun, I get into a certain kind of mood. Every time you get a kill with a gun or grenade, you'll get experience for said weapon used, with headshots being more valuable for firearms, so nail a few dozen, then you're going to get an instant killing knife for your shotgun, or a muzzle brake for the MP40 to give it less recoil. To see your progression, just look at the weapon equipped icon in the lower right hand corner. That will fill up blue 3 times with 3 rankings next to it too. Each time, you'll get a predetermined upgrade to your gun. Plus, time slows down and you get infinite ammo for a short bit too. So weapon upgrades during a severe firefight come in handy. While I like this system, though I don't like the forced M1 Garand grenade launcher or the scope on the STG. Let me remove that shit so I can make the guns actually useful.
Hard to argue with that.
Medal of Honor Airborne brought back health kits, as for a while the games did have regenerative health, but instead of going full on health kits only, Airborne uses a hybrid of regenerative health and kits. You got 4 bars of health. There's no way to increase that sadly, so higher difficulty options will become a pain. But if you get damaged and the bar isn't completely depleted, stay low and wait a few seconds for the bar to refill. But if a bar is completely drained, it's gone until you get a health kit. Each kit can only heal a single bar though, adding more challenge and frustration at times. But overall, I like this change as it's more fair and still adds some challenge to it. Plus, something I absolutely love about this game is how the AI will switch up its tactics based on the situation. While the AI isn't exactly that intelligent, especially by today's standards, then again Ubisoft does kind of set there to be no standards, you still have Germans attempting to flank you, weed you out of cover with grenades. Hell, they'll even melee charge you to death if they're desperate. I love how this works, as it makes every mission feel a bit different. There's several types of soldiers for the enemy. You can see on screen I got some of them, if not all of them, right here in a collage. Each one behaves differently, comes with their own weapon, and will also come with different amounts of health, I swear. But of course, not only does the enemy have variation of its actions, so does your allies, as they're actually useful, unlike in Call of Duty.
I guess the Navy gets credit for that kill, huh? It's an officer.
I don't even have to really fight sometimes, as my allies will swarm those Germans instead. I could take a shortcut and leave my allies behind, and they'll push forward, decimating those Nazis to keep up with me. I landed onto the rooftop of a building within Mission 1 Operation Husky to take those anti-air guns out. While I was surrounded by Germans, my allies got aggressive as hell and started to storm the building to get to me so we could work together on those AA guns. Normally, you're supposed to fight your way into the building with them. I love this. Finally, an FPS game that doesn't feature Ubisoft AI.
Colonel Scott Webb, Commanding Officer. This is the after-action report for the 82nd Airborne. July 11th, 1943. Landed at 22:30 hours under heavy fire. Airborne troops destroyed all enemy AAA emplacements in and around Adanti. Village and its environs were cleared and secured. Enemy currently retreating to the north. This operation, the first combat jump for our division, was decisive, but costly. The war's begun. May it end soon.
Be careful charging into the enemy, as they'll do a line of coke and then bitch smack you to death with their guns. Seriously, the enemy loves to melee charge you like we're still in the Civil War. Thankfully no bayonets are present, but it'll kill you just as fast.
What happened?
What sucks so much about a World War II game is it usually only revolves around America, cause America, fuck yeah. Well, I'm tired of it, and this game keeps that trope alive and well, as you only get to play as the Americans. Gee willikers, Batman, who knew the largest and most important war in human history, at least so far, was only about the Germans and Americans? No Japanese, Russians, British, Canadians, and only a small amount of Italians for like 2 missions who are just generic soldiers, so it's not hard to mistake them for Germans. I mean, they're all fascist Nazis basically and the root of all evil, so just blow their fucking brains out.
You're goddamn right.
In Airborne, you play as Travers, a member of the Airborne Division of the US military, parachuting into the war zone and tackling various objectives. So that means you get to decide where you want to land if you're capable of doing so. So get good and make some good landings near objectives to clear them faster, or accidentally end up in the middle of the enemy and get swarmed.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Enemy AAA is tearing up our inbound aircraft. All units within range of this transmission locate and destroy enemy AA emplacement.
Then there's skill drops that are located throughout each mission, 5 total for each one. These are just locations to land at for no reason, as there's no real reward for doing so. So yeah, I guess just more tacked-on progression to pad out the game. But still, only during the opening can you parachute into the fight. If you die with a checkpoint, it'll just spawn you at said checkpoint. So that sucks. You only get to drop into the battlefield once per mission. So, make it count. Come on. No. Fuck! Son of a bitch. Can never get this damn landing right. Sadly, this game is really short with a measly 6 missions total plus a training mission. So that's 7 missions altogether. Yeesh. This game is a bit lackluster. I mean, this game is shorter than Call of Duty 1 and 2. It's on par with Medal of Honor Frontlines from 2002 on the PlayStation 2. Yeah, not a good thing. I mean, at least if there was other factions to play as the US wasn't the only military with an airborne division, then it wouldn't be so bad. 6 missions of American and then maybe 3 minimum for the Brits. Where's the love for anything but America? Why is it always America? And while the game is only 6 missions long, it'll still take you roughly 2 hours or even 3. So while the game is short on content, the missions themselves can be a bit long, ranging from roughly 20 minutes to almost 40 minutes a pop, leading a few to feel like a slog as more stuff pops up after you complete your objectives, to only have to deal with more, maybe even have to backtrack. Fuck.
Enemy armor approaching from the north. All units are instructed to fall back to town square and provide immediate support.
I'm out.
Given that you parachute into each mission, allowing you to land wherever you possibly can pull one off, this means the missions themselves are non-linear, allowing players to tackle things in any order they so choose. While there is linear moments in every mission, the opening is usually more sandbox in nature, giving players freedom of choice. I like this approach, as it's a nice break from the Hollywood scripted nature of Call of Duty and almost every other FPS game ever as well. Seriously, we need more player agency in shooting games. So take out the AA guns at the town hall first in Operation Husky, or go after one of the other two on either side of the city in Sicily. As you attempt to go after one, your allies will be right behind you. I just like having this ability to choose my next approach. There's a reason why the Far Cry formula hasn't really changed for both good and for worse. However, while the missions are more open in comparison to other Medal of Honor games, I have to rant about one of the German soldiers you'll face towards the end of the game.
Hey, guys! I got a good one. What do you get when you cross a Nazi and a cockroach?
The worst enemy of all is easily those godforsaken Panzer Shreks. What is it with every FPS game and their obsession with the rocket launcher spam trope? I swear, almost every single FPS ever made has to have these fucking rocket launcher guys coming out of nowhere to blast your ass. Operation Market Garden is easily the worst offender since this is the first time they show up and in large droves, as you gotta take a bridge with several of them spamming rockets non-stop, plus a fucking tank in the far back too. Oh, and yes, even on the easy difficulty, one of these rockets can easily one-shot you. Oh, and did I forget to mention the checkpoint is all the way back at the beginning as you attempt to take the bridge? So enjoy dealing with the Panzer Shreks for several minutes straight as you feel the fucking vessels in your fucking neck about to fucking pop!
God damn it!
Anyways, yet after that, I didn't really encounter them anymore. So of course, during the last mission, they just had to have one waiting for me, because they knew just how much I loved them Panzer Shreks. Ugh.
God f***ing damn it!
Around the 5th mission, they introduced the worst enemy. These guys are straight out of Wolfenstein or something. These fantasy-esque armored German tank soldiers with LMGs. They soak up so many bullets and grenades, but only take a few seconds to kill you in turn.
What is that? Vernichtet sie!
These guys become so common within the final mission, making them even worse as you gotta take out each one just to be able to run ahead and complete your objectives. It gets worse when there's more than one. You're totally fucked, like a certain Corleone at the toll booth. But of course, what would a World War II What? But of course, what would a World War II shooter be without bloody Tiger tanks? I'll tell you what, a World War II game without Tiger tanks. These things were so rare, I'm sure it was roughly 3 total I had to deal with in the entire game. The first, you gotta dodge and grab stuff dropped via planes, to only get a bazooka that sucks so bad to deal with it. The second, I just stood back and spammed grenades, since I had more powerful ones and tons of them too.
All units hearing this transmission, we have reports of an enemy Tiger tank in the center of Nijmegen. Instructions are to assemble in that area and destroy the threat.
That's it?
And then the final one, I just did the same thing. The problem with tanks and airborne is that they're so rare and anticlimactic. I mean, it's a frickin' Tiger tank, the infamous king of tanks during the Second World War. You're telling me this is all you can offer them? Lame.
Lame, yes.
After every mission, you'll be shown your medals earned, stars, and landing spots you've unlocked as well. You can also see your stats for that mission, and overall plus mess with settings, and that's it. This is just some tacked on system to make you feel like there's more than meets the eye. But hey, I kind of like the idea of having something to showcase. Yeah, I never died once during a mission or I completed the game. Let alone I used every single weapon to turn a Nazi into worm food.
Good work! 2 more!
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
You know, maybe I even stand up and get a little boogie with it.
Stop!
Instead of covering each mission, I'm only going to cover the best, the worst, and the finale. I don't want this to be another 50-minute review like Family Guy Back to the Multiverse turned out to be.
You God! Thank you!
It's hard to decide what is truly the best and worst mission, as every one of the 6 comes with highlights and agony. So maybe the best mission could be Market Garden, namely because of how more open it is in comparison to the other ones before it. Plus, I like running around within all the ruined interiors with a shotgun, just ass blasting every German I can. It just falls flat with the finale as you gotta deal with those Panzer Shreks on a bridge, so fuck the ending.
Fuck it!
Though I could say Operation Husky is also good simply because for our first mission we do get a lot of CQC and freedom to approach things as well. I also like it because it's at nighttime. I just love the nighttime. I guess in the end it'll go with Market Garden as the best one, as it's just the most fun overall, despite the bloody bridge. When it comes to the worst mission, I'm torn between Operation Avalanche and Operation Varsity. Avalanche was just so boring and forgettable. Just a bunch of ruins and some scaffolding. It felt like Indiana Jones meets Call of Duty, really. I was just not enthused with Mission 2.
Guys down! Put the ball! Get me that ball! Come in!
But Operation Varsity, being Mission 5, that one was terrible simply because of how it just dragged on forever. Tons of STG using Germans too. By God, was it tough. I hated dealing with all those snipers and quick deaths that come from being swarmed by STGs. I mean, G-Man Lives might like the idea of being in that gangbang, but for me, nah fam, I'm good.
Affirmative! Moving up! Enemies are... Shut up with the fight! Don't let them get away!
The end of Varsity also involves those armored LMG using Nazis and having to blow up a train while getting pelted. The tiny hole to throw a grenade into for that to even happen is also a pain to deal with. So yeah, I'll probably go with Operation Varsity as the worst mission.
Fuck it!
While Varsity is the worst mission, I could have easily said the last one instead, as Der Flaktrum is just non-stop hemorrhoids rupturing in your ass while a horse goes to town up it.
I'm sorry. What the f***?
Problem is just how huge this level is and the various different floors you'll need to explore and routes that don't look like a way to go to get around. It's just non-stop running around a giant gray infrastructure killing everything in sight. Oh god, it's Fallout 3 PTSD. Destroy the AA guns, destroy the artillery guns, find a way into the tower and destroy the ammunition lifts, and then you take out the half-tracks that are just sitting there waiting to be destroyed at the bottom floor. It's just boring and takes forever. God, I was not having any real fun with this level. Your finale should never feel like a chore, a waste of time, let alone not being fun. A good game has a good finale. But I guess that's too much to ask for from a franchise that EA ran into the ground and just gave up on. Unlike Activision, that just ran Call of Duty into the ground and won't stop trying to Frankenstein its corpse.
Stop! He's already dead!
But hey, at least in the finale, where we gotta run all alone past non-stop respawning Germans and those LMG armored goons, following a wire outside from a sewer, we do get a decent final cinematic. And after you blow up the flak tower, it's over. You see your stats and medals, then you watch the credits, and there's nothing left to do. This game is so short. There's no unlockable campaigns, no British campaign or anything. You'd think that given that other nations had paratroopers, they'd at least give a single mission or something, but no. You got 6 missions as America fuck yeah, and then you'll just sit there, seeing your reflection in the black background of the credits, with a look on your face, questioning, what did you just waste 3 hours doing?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
But hey, you may think, well, there's multiplayer at the main menu. Well, that's long since dead, and you can't even host anything yourself. The game's official support for online was nuked over a decade ago. So your only choice is to replay the single player 6 missions all over again and beat it on every difficulty and get 5 stars each, plus landing at each of the key points in each mission. It's overall just sad that a game with so much potential like this is lacking and was never touched upon again. I paid $10 for 6 missions and a training mission. It's more lackluster than Call of Duty 1 back in 2004.
Sons of bitches.
As for the PC port, I haven't had any real issues. Sure, there's pop-in and other rendering issues, but that's present on all platforms. Unreal Engine 3 was heavily modified and pushed here for a 2007 game. Anyways, performance-wise, it worked great. There's no forced 4:3 aspect ratio either, it could be played in 16:9. Also, the game was stable with no random crashing or gameplay locking up and glitching. I only had one moment where the game froze on the EA logo intro when booting up the game for the first time. Outside of that, this was a smooth experience on PC.
Yay!
But hey, one thing Medal of Honor has always excelled at over Call of Duty was the music and cinematics. You knew your ears were in for an orgy of a lifetime whenever you boot up one of these games. Airborne ain't no different either. It's all that orchestrated goodness that drives your adrenaline up the wall and makes you want to scream Airborne. I can't believe we made it to the 500th review. I never saw that happening. In fact, I originally was going to quit in 2023, but then I kept going. Got hit hard when everything flopped in 2024, especially all those large compilations towards the end of the year I worked on. Like I review every Dynasty Warriors game, and I review every SmackDown game. But I came back and kept pushing despite the pain of failing, trying to pull me under.
How do you like me now, voices in my head?
We made it to Review 400 in January, and now in April, that new milestone is 500. I doubt I'll make it to 600 by the end of the year, but hey, who knows what the future holds. I'm glad I kept going despite non-stop failing, as majority of projects get no views, let alone get suppressed by YouTube, like my Dragon's Dogma review, which had over 200 views, but now has less than 70. Yeah, I'll never forget that, YouTube. Fuck you.
Fuck you! I ain't having that shit!
But hey, on the brighter side of things, I got many projects in the works. Some are more important first, those being future compilation material, but most of what I'm currently working on will appear on screen, so you'll get a better idea of what's to come. We've got retro, modern, newer games and several genres to cover. Should hopefully all be done by August.
Bullshit!
I'm gonna keep trying to make it as a YouTuber, and I'm going to keep pushing myself to get better at this stuff, and hopefully one day, Senpai will notice me.
Mother filed a restraining order against me.
At the end of the day, Medal of Honor Airborne is a great game, well worth playing. Despite some hiccups in the dead multiplayer, it was $10 well spent. I have no regrets replaying this childhood classic again on PC. I wish we could have seen more of this style, with a progression system to improve weapons, rewarding players by how they play, the sandbox mission structure allowing for player agency, the music, the cinematics, and just the sheer amount of fun I did end up having. But fuck the Panzer Shreks.
Amen.
If there ever was a new Airborne game, I'd love to see other factions of World War II getting some love. Imagine dropping into France as a Canadian soldier, or even a British one in Africa. The US is always the sole focus of World War II games, and it gets tiresome.
He ain't lying.
That indeed didn't help Airborne's reception at the time, but I feel like the hate it got was just overblown by mainstream media outlets that would always give the worst COD games a 9 out of 10 and never understand what it is gamers like, because they weren't gamers anymore. They became corporate allied social activists that would forever ruin the medium to this very day.
You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. There it is.
Anyways, I'm getting tired and need some time off after putting out 500 reviews in less than 2 years. I'll be back whenever I'm ready, with tons more stuff to come as we approach the summer. Thank you for those who do watch my stuff. Every time I come back and see one new subscriber, I get a morale boost to keep going. I wanted to be a YouTuber forever now, and I'm slowly making my way to that dream. I'll be back with tons more stuff soon enough, so please be patient, as good things come to those who wait.
No shit.
Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
Colonel Scott Webb, After Action Report, March 27, 1945. The war is over. Once a mighty force, the German army is now crumbling around us. I believe it is because of the tenacity, the skill, and the guts of the airborne that America has triumphed. The dedication and supreme sacrifice exhibited by these soldiers makes me proud and honored to be a member of the Airborne.